No. Tipped by Kelfala, out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulldogs.
Muhlenberg very aggressive in its man-to-man defense, denying everything, denying getting in the passing lanes. Timeout, Muhlenberg.
Matt Flowers has to burn an early timeout because the Bulldogs showed just a little bit of token pressure. Matt Flowers angry at his team because they all kind of abandoned everybody else. Michael Miller couldn't get the ball in bounds. He wanted to get it to Justin Armstrong, but Nemo McLean wouldn't allow him to get the inbounds pass, and nobody came back to help out Michael Miller, so they had to call a timeout and burn an early timeout. We're right back at it on that quick 30-second timeout.
Yeah, we're right next to the Muhlenberg bench, and I can tell you, Matt Flowers was not happy about using a timeout in the first minute of this.
2-0 our score. Muhlenberg on top. Mules have the basketball. Wilson showing some full court pressure here on the inbounds pass.
Very interesting. They're gonna play man-to-man defense, and they're gonna switch on the high screen.
They go over the top to Malave, who goes right at Glover, comes up empty on the big body of Glover, and the Bulldogs have it back. Now they want to push it. Kelfala, left wing, thought about the three, decided not to. Gives it on the screen and roll to Glover. Stripped away, ball loose on the floor. Michael Miller and Michael Glover battling for it. And they'll go to the possession arrow. We'll see which way we're going. It'll be Muhlenberg basketball.
First turnover of the night for Wilson. Great defense by Mikey Miller. Wrestled the ball, forced the tie-up with a Michael Glover. I wouldn't want to get between those two guys.
Yeah, Michael Miller will never give an inch to anybody for sure. And he got down and dirty with Glover and tied him up. Jump ball gives it back to the Mules. 2-0 Muhlenberg on top. We're a minute and 15 seconds in. Hemmings from the left wing, going to go off the Collado screen. Guarded by McLean, gives it up for for Armstrong, who resets the offense. For Malave, spots up for a three. That's well short. Good box out on Kelfala. And here comes Mercado to push up the floor, but it's taken away by Armstrong. Justin Armstrong on the pick, goes right at Kelfala, no good, but draws the foul.
Yep, we said that. Justin Armstrong, so quick on defense, gets the steal, and then challenges Peter Kelfala to the glass, draws the foul.
First foul of the basketball game on either side will put Justin Armstrong at the stripe. 5'10 junior comes up with a steal on one end, forcing Wilson into its second turnover here early on. And Armstrong now at the free throw line shooting two. First rattles off the rim, no good. 6:19 left to go in the first. Mules on top 2-0, pending the second free throw coming up from Justin Armstrong. Second is also no good. Kelfala and Miller battling for the rebound, and it looks like they say it touched Kelfala last. Michael Miller tangling up with Kelfala, and the Mules are going to get it right back. So the 0 for 2 at the line, but the Mules retain possession. Then it comes into Armstrong in the inbounds pass and around from Miller to Hemmings in the corner. Goes baseline, up and under and home.
Pretty move by Eli Hemmings along the baseline, past three defenders.
Silky, smooth, and long is Eli Hemmings. He's got all 4 points in the basketball game, 2 minutes in. Here's Mercado giving it up to the baseline for Kelfala. Tries to go baseline. Miller cuts off his path. Swings it back around to Mercado. And Akings tries to drive, and he'll draw contact.
Looks like that's going to be on Malave going to the basket.
And so yes. Akings will shoot two. Also Malave picking up the Mules' first team foul.
Wow,
Karel Akings will shoot two.
The one thing about Muhlenberg, you could say it about Reading too, they do not take possessions off defensively. You get nothing easy against the Mules.
Akings, a 68% free throw shooter in the season, makes the first, gets Wilson finally on the scoreboard. 5:50 left to go in the first quarter. Bulldogs as a team are a 73% free throw shooting team. Akings just a tick behind with another free throw coming his way. It is also good. So it's a 4-2 game in favor of the Mules. Here comes a little bit of that token pressure for Wilson. They scale it back as Hemmings will take it across the court, guarded by McLean for Armstrong and around to Malave. Up high comes Collado. Going to go right at Glover. Tries to get him up in the air. Does and shoots over the top and scores.
Nice move by Jeffrey Collado. Challenges Glover and hits the mid-ranger.
Turnaround jumper for Collado makes it a 6-2 game in favor of Muhlenberg. 5:25 left to go in the quarter. Mercado, good find to Calfala, up and under for two.
Pretty. Mercado, the sophomore, with a pretty pass, finds Calfala all alone.
Muhlenberg quickly pushes it up the floor. Malave has it in the corner, guarded by Akings. 6-4 our score. Muhlenberg on top. Mules have the basketball. Off the screen from Collado. Malave will drive. Lost the handle on it. Turnover Muhlenberg. Wilson and Glover pick it up. Mercado up ahead to McLean and two more.
Wilson showing some transition basketball.
And in the middle of it all has been the sophomore Nashar Mercado, who's had the 2 assists that have tied this game up for the first time at 6-6. Armstrong drives, dishes, one more pass to Collado, blocked by Glover. Out in the open floor is McLean. Contact, ball loose on the floor. Akings picks it up. Still loose on the floor, and eventually Mercado has it. Akings will spot up for a 3. That's well short and out of bounds. So lots of contact on the floor and around the ball. And now we're going to get our first substitutions into the game. Taylor Cornish, the 6'1 sophomore, and Jaden Lockhart, a 6-foot junior, will come into the game for Wilson. Into the game for Muhlenberg will come Jaden Perez.
Being for Jeff Collado. Let's see if Wilson tries to get Glover the basketball at this offensive end.
Perez, the 6'4 senior, into the game for Muhlenberg for their first substitution. 6-6 our score, 4:20 left to go. Again, Hemmings on the drive, bumped and fouled. This one will be on Cornish.
Yeah, got past Cornish, and Cornish had no choice but to bump him. Gets the foul.
His first, team's second, not a shooting foul. Hemmings and Muhlenberg will inbound. For Miller, Armstrong, Malave, and Perez, the 5 on the floor. They screen open Hemmings. Kicks it around the corner, 3 for Miller. Closed out by Calfala, got a piece of it. Malave picks up the loose basketball, and yet another possession for Muhlenberg. Wraparound pass to the backcourt. Perez has to save it. Muhlenberg still keeping it, but it's not looking pretty right now for Muhlenberg. Armstrong says, whoa, let's slow things down a little bit here.
Yeah, things are a little bit better for the Mules when Armstrong has the ball.
He works his way in the paint, up with a shot. No. Glover rips down the rebound for Wilson. Bulldogs with a chance to take their first lead right now. 3:40 left to go in the first quarter, tied at 6. Lockhart, guarded by Armstrong, out near midcourt. Gives it up for Glover, who has to come a long way to get the basketball, and right back in the hands of Lockhart. Calfala sets the screen. They look for the screen and roll. Calfala wasn't looking for it. Swinging around for Akings. Trying to get it to Glover, does not deliver it. Now up top in the hands of Cornish. He drives up off the rim. No, and Hemmings skies for the Muhlenberg rebound. Quickly up ahead for Armstrong. Armstrong, wraparound pass. Perez spots up for 3. That's well short. And headed out of bounds and is out of bounds to Wilson. 3:03 left to go in the first quarter. Still tied at 6. Ryan Hutchinson, 6-foot sophomore, will check into the game now for Muhlenberg. Michael Miller will come out.
Bob, I want to see now, without Collado or Miller on the floor, let's see if Wilson can get Glover the ball inside. Looks like Jaden Perez is going to guard him.
Inside of 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Wilson was down 6-2 at 6-6 right now. Cornish with a drive, but a travel. Tried for the jump stop, but took an extra step in the process. Third Bulldog turnover here in the first. And with that, another substitution, Ronaldo Gonzalez. 6'1 junior will come in. Peter Calfala will take his first breather. 6-6, we're tied with 2:48 left to go in period number 1.
Bob, we talked about in the previous broadcast, Jaden Lockhart is a fearless defender, and he's trying to guard Armstrong.
He goes for the steal. Armstrong trying to make him pay for it, but good help defensively by Gonzalez to take it back for Wilson. Here come the Bulldogs pushing it up the floor. Cornish will wait for help, and Wilson will run their offense with 2:25 left to go in the first. Cornish, guarded by Hutchinson, and a battle of sophomores, gives it up instead to Akings. Glover from the right wing, going to put it on the floor. Delivers at Perez, goes around him, and there's the foul.
Yeah, you knew it was a matter of time before Glover was going to take Perez inside. Did it there, draws the foul.
Michael Glover will shoot 2 as Jaden Perez picks up his first, Muhlenberg's second. So Michael Glover now at the free throw line, trying to give Wilson that first lead of this first quarter.
I think Glover's not only a little too strong for Jaden Perez, might be a little too quick for Jaden Perez.
First free throw, no good for Glover, who's a 67% free throw shooter on the season. And Glover getting a lot of interest from the next level, whether it be as a tight end, whether it be as an H-back, whether it be as a linebacker. He's going to play football for somebody, but next year he's going to play for Doug Doms and Wilson. He's got another year left. Second by Glover is good, and Wilson finally has the lead for the first time at 7-6. And with that, Gabe Niembo, another of the sophomores, 6'4", 10th grader, will check in. Glover will take his first breather. 7-6, Wilson on top.
We've already seen 9 players in the game for Wilson compared to 7 for Muhlenberg. Again, this is one of Matt Coldren's deeper teams.
Terrell Aking's the only starter on the floor right now for the Bulldogs with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And Muhlenberg with the basketball down 7-6. Couple of screens for Hemmings, up for 3, no. Battle for the rebound, loose on the floor, and it's picked up by Gonzalez. Lockhart trying to push it up the floor for Wilson. Doesn't have the numbers, so put on the brakes. We're set it inside for Gonzalez. Turnaround jumper from the baseline is good.
No hesitation there from the junior who just came into the game. Baseline jumper, buries it.
Got the feeling from the bench that was a no. Oh, good shot. Gonzalez did not hesitate. Caught, turned, shot, buried the jumper. 9-6 Bulldogs on top. High post is Perez. Backdoor feed for Malave. Stripped away. Ball loose on the floor. Good defense by Lockhart. Out of bounds. Last touch by Muhlenberg. Turnover.
Of course, good defense by Lockhart. We've seen that against Berks Catholic. We've seen that against Reading. He's not a real big kid, but he, like Justin Armstrong, extremely fearless.
Akings takes his first breather, and Ashar Mercado back in the floor for Wilson. So it's all essentially fresh blood, if you will, for Wilson in comparison to last year. It's a 9-6 Bulldog advantage with 1:15 to go in the first quarter as Mercado brings it up the floor. Hounded by Malave. Gives it around for Cornish. Niembo sets the screen. Nothing there on the screen and roll. Ball tipped away by Hutchison, taken away by the Mules. Hutchison from one end to the other off the glass, no. Armstrong there for the foul. His putback is no good, but he's fouled. So Hutchison forces another Bulldogs first quarter turnover. It's going to lead to Muhlenberg headed to the free throw line. As the foul is called on. Well, we got to check the number.
20?
They gave it 20. There's no 20 on the floor.
There's no 20 on. Yeah, there's.
Armstrong is at the free throw line. They got to check out the. They got to just check the number. The officials are checking to make sure you got the right number.
I think it might have been on Gabe Niembo.
I'm thinking it's 40.
Yeah,
correct. So they're just checking to make sure they had the right number. It's 50.1 seconds left to go. Justin Armstrong took his first free throw and made it. In the meantime, they're checking to make sure they have the right foul number, or right number for the player with the foul. It's 1-2, which would be on
Jaden Lockhart. That's
correct.
His first. Team third.
So Armstrong made the first and now about to shoot the second. He misses that. So 1 out of 3 for Armstrong so far here in the first. It's a 9-7 Bulldog advantage, and they've got the basketball. 44 seconds. Here comes the trap and a foul. They had Cornish trapped on the sideline, but Hutchison bumped him and fouled him. His first, team's third. So with 41 seconds to go, Wilson has the ball at half court. 41 left in the first quarter, that is. Niembo, Gonzalez, Lockhart, Mercado, and Cornish, the 5 on the floor. Mercado has himself in a trap, dumps it off to the bucket, goes Gonzalez for 2 more.
Again, Gonzalez picks up the loose ball, no hesitation, goes to the rim and scores off glass.
Gonzalez averaging 2.3, scored the last 4 for the Bulldogs, who now lead it 11-7. Malave going to try to back down Mercado. Ball poked or kicked away. On the poke away, Niembo got a foot on it as well as a hand. Kickball will give it back to Mulenberg.
Bob, you have 15 seconds left in the first quarter, 11-7. This is definitely at Wilson's pace. Right now, this game looks like it's headed for the 40s. Muhlenberg's going to want to crank up the speed and crank up the tempo here.
They will inbound underneath their own bucket. Inbound for Armstrong in the land of the Giants. Goes up strong with a left hand for two.
Fearless. You said it right in the pregame. Extremely fearless.
His first field goal makes it a 2-point game with 5 seconds to go. Lockhart spins away. Foul line jumper. Good if it goes. It does not. Dayton Perez comes down with a rebound, and that will bring the first 8 minutes to a conclusion. Muhlenberg got off to the fast start. Wilson finishes the first quarter to their favor after one. Wilson 11, Muhlenberg 9. Back to West Lawn with period number 2 live on 8:30 a.m. WEU in Reading.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555. Updating your furniture and appliances? The Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County can help. The Restore offers free pickup of your gently used furniture and appliances from your Berks County home. We offer convenient scheduling for our free pickups through our website, restoreberks.org. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays through Saturdays. You might just find that special thing to tie the room together at the Restore. Support your community with your donation to the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County.
We start quarter number 2 alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. High school basketball for you on WEU. The Wilson Bulldogs, the Muhlenberg Muhls. If you missed the pregame show, both teams with identical records, 9-3 overall and 3-1 in Division I. And after one quarter of basketball here in West Lawn, it is Wilson on top of Muhlenberg, 11-9. Bulldogs get the basketball to start period number 2.
Yeah, the movement on the floor, it's very quick. But the problem is the defense has been terrific. That's why the score is so low.
And for Wilson, they're starting 5 back out on the floor. Glover, Calfala, Mercado, McLean, and Akings. As McLean drives and then kicks it to Mercado in the corner. Sophomore drives himself inside, works himself free, misses the shot. Calfalo goes up with Miller to go for the rebound. And I think they're going to get Miller on the grab.
It's going to be on Muhlenberg.
It's Michael Miller. And that's number 1 on Miller. The first foul, obviously, here in the second quarter. And Wilson will inbound underneath. Jeffrey Collado, Michael Miller back out on the floor. Jovi Cologne into the game for the first time for Muhlenberg. 5'10 senior, along with Eli Hemmings. And Justin Armstrong. Here's Hemmings with the long arms. Gets the block on Calfala and controls the basketball. 5th turnover for Wilson.
It shows the athleticism of Eli Hemmings.
Now he's going to take it to the other end of the floor. Pulls up for the jumper to paint. No, and Calfala pulls down the rebound. So battle of long and lean between Calfala and Hemmings. They both come up empty. Wilson has the ball back. McLean looks for the pass to Akings. Akings trying to get untracked offensively. In the paint, nowhere to go. Has to go back to McLean. That sets the screen for him. McLean doesn't follow through. A minute into the second quarter, neither team has scored. Glover sets the screen, and what a screen. Screener roll to Glover, up off the glass and home.
Terrific pass again by Mercado. He's got 3 assists. Glover scores on the roll.
Gives Wilson the 4-point lead at 13-9. 3 points for Glover. Here's Miller pulling up for the foul line and buries the jumper.
And Mikey Miller's first basket of the night. Over Calfala.
This brings the Mules right back to a 2-point difference with 6:30 to go in the half. Mercado hounded by Armstrong. Sophomore point guard keeps the ball moving. Gets it back to Calfala. Going to spot up left wing for 3. Got it.
First 3 of the night for the Bulldogs. Calfala has hit quite a few threes early in the season.
His 10th overall as Armstrong goes right at him and just drew the foul on Calfala. That's number 2. Justin Armstrong went right at Peter Calfala, who got him with the body. Armstrong's back in the line for the 3rd time tonight, and he just picked up number 2 on Peter Calfala. So he will come out of the game. Connor Moreland, another of the 10th graders, will come into the Bulldogs for the first time. Armstrong 1 for 4 so far at the free throw line. He's going to shoot 2 more here. First is good. So Moreland in, Calfala out with 6:11 left to go. Wilson's top scorer on the season, Peter Calfala, picks up his 2nd foul, comes to the bench. Armstrong at the free throw line, shooting a 2nd for the Mules. That too is good.
Bob, it's not a terrible situation for Wilson because they play so many guys. So Kafala, they're used to playing without Kafala in different rotations.
Here's the 1-2-2 from Muhlenberg. Wilson throws it over the top to Akings to get it across half court. Now Mercado sets it up from the point to Glover at the foul line. Puts it on the floor, but he traveled first. Oh, 3 seconds was the call on McLean. McLean was posted up underneath. He gets called for the 3-second violation. Another Bulldog turnover. Nelson Malave back in for Muhlenberg. Justin Armstrong will take a breather. The Mules getting the basketball down by 3 inside of 6 minutes to go in the first half. They clear out. They let Hemmings take the ball down the floor. He takes it right to the rim. Wave it off. Offensive foul. Eli Hemmings, I believe.
That is the call.
So that's going to be the first on Hemmings as he took it from one end to the other and right to the rim, but they called him on the offensive foul. Turnover back to Wilson.
I couldn't see who it was, but the Wilson defender definitely had established his presence in the lane.
1-2-2. Again, Wilson throws it over the top to McLean. Hemmings almost threw away the outlet pass. Akings picks it up to Moreland. Corner 3 off the rim. Hemmings pulls down another Muhlenberg rebound. Up ahead for Malave. Malave going to spot up for a 3 on the other end. That's well short. And a Collado with a foul over the back for the Mules. Their 3rd team foul already in this second quarter. That's going to be the first on Collado. But 3 team fouls against the Mules already with 5:23 still left to go in the second quarter. And again, in the 1-2-2 for the Mules.
And Matt Flowers trying to increase the tempo, trying to create offense from defense.
Glover dumps it back for Akings, who slices through the defense, gets the bucket, and a foul at the end will put Akings at the line.
Let's see who this one's on. A 4th team foul already in the quarter for the Mules.
It's going to be on Collado as well. So back-to-back fouls on Collado. Puts Akings at the line to try to finish off the 3-point play. Gives Wilson their largest lead and can add on to it if he finishes it off. He does not. It goes right to Glover. Right back up goes Glover. That's no good. Malave has the rebound. So it's 18-13 Bulldogs. 5-point difference, the biggest with 5 minutes to go. Malave from one end to the other. Kick out. Cologne for the 3, no good. And right into the hands of Nemo McLean and the Bulldogs. Quickly from one end to the other goes McLean. Now he needs some help. Swings it back and around for Mercado. To Moreland and back to Mercado. 4:45 left to go in the first half. Bulldogs up 18-13. Off the Glover screen. Screen and roll, but a good job by Collado. He poked it loose. Bulldogs turn it over.
Muhlenberg does such a great job with help defense.
Malave to the inside for Collado, and the kick out from Miller. Catch and shoot 3. In and out. And rebounded by Glover. Miller's 3-pointer from the corner went halfway down and spun out. The Bulldogs have it back. Still on top, 18-13. Mercado, despite the heavy pressure around him, doing a pretty good job handling the basketball for the 10th grader. Kicks it out to McLean and around to Moreland from the right wing. We're halfway through the second quarter. Screen open, Akings. Akings going to put it on the floor. Dumps it off nicely to Glover for a layup.
Really unselfish pass by Akings. Glover with 4 points this quarter. Wilson with a 7-point lead.
3:50 to go. Bulldogs lead at 20-13 on the dish by Carell Akings. Here's Malave for a fadeaway and 2.
Yeah, Muhlenberg really desperately needed that. Just their second field goal of the quarter.
First points tonight for Nelson Malave. Makes it a 20-15 game. Here comes the trap. Mercado gives it up for Glover. To McLean, to Akings, and another Bulldog layup.
They had no trouble solving the pressure. Akings with the layup.
22-15, back to a 7-point game. 6 points for Akings. 3:20 left to go in the first half. Bulldogs dicing up that 1-2-2 here in the last couple of minutes.
And that all started with the pass in the middle of the floor to Michael Glover, who then looked and got it to a wing and got it inside to Akings.
From the time Glover got it, the ball never touched the floor until it came through the net. Here's Hemmings just working his way through traffic. Move. Spins and scores for 2.
Terrific move by Eli Hemmings. I'm telling Bob, you hit it right on the head. I don't think he realizes how good a player he can be.
Makes it a 5-point game again. Hemmings with 6. 22-17. Bulldogs on top. And here's a steal by Hemmings. Takes it away from McLean. Takes it to the rim and gets 2 more.
Big stretch there by Eli Hemmings.
4 Bulldog turnovers here in the quarter, 8 in the first half. And we still have 2:30 left to go in the second period. 22-19 on the back-to-back buckets by Eli Hemmings.
You cannot relax on offense against the Muhlenberg. They're in your face constantly.
Moreland kind of back down defender, and he finds Glover, and Collado has to recover and foul him.
And that's his third.
No choice for Jeffrey Collado because it was going to be another Michael Glover layup on the Connor Moreland find. So Mike Colgin said we need to get the ball to Michael Glover a little bit more frequently. They did it, giving it to him beautifully in this second quarter.
Yeah, Glover's been very active offensively in the second here. And Collado, I think all 3 fouls have come in this quarter. Am I right?
Yes, they have. So his third will bring him out, bring Jaden Perez back in. Justin Armstrong also back in the game as Cologne will come out. Gonzalez back in the game for Wilson. Moreland comes out. Also is Lockhart back in the game, as well as Cornish for the Bulldogs. So Akings and Glover, the 2 starters, still stay out there with Glover at the free throw line. Made the first, misses the second, and the Mules have the rebound. 23-19 our score. Wilson on top. 5 1/4, 6 in the game for Glover. Hemmings again right to the rim, and he gets fouled. Eli Hemmings will shoot 2 more. Pick your poison here. There's 2 Bulldogs there who could have committed the foul. It'll be Glover.
It'll be Michael Glover. That's his first.
So Eli Hemmings will pick himself up and head to the free throw line. Just the second team foul against the Bulldogs. Still 2:09 left to go in period number 2.
Bob, it seems like in the last 90 seconds or so, Eli Hemmings has just said, forget it, I'm taking over this game.
Yeah.
Especially offensively.
Yeah, his team a little bit, I won't say on the ropes, but they had their biggest
were.
deficit with a 7-point difference, and he brought them right back to within 3. It's 4 now as he misses the first of 2 free throws. But to Rich's point, Hemmings has pretty much done it on both ends of the floor. Did it with a steal and a layup, did it with a rebound and went the other way with it. He makes 1 out of 2 here. So 5 1/4, 9 for Hemmings on the night. And it's a 23-20 game in favor of Wilson.
Full court pressure here by the Mules.
They got the long pass. Moreland did not see Gonzalez, who went for the screen and then rolled it out for the seam pass, but he didn't see him.
He looked like Zay Flowers last night for the Ravens.
Here's Glover working his way inside, gets Perez out of his way and up off the glass in 2.
Again, there are very few players in Berks County. Maybe he might be the only one who could make that play.
Got him spinning one way and went back the other way. Glover, a natural left-handed shooter, has got 7 1/4 lead in the game, and the Bulldog lead is 5. Hemmings going to take matters into his own hand again. Drive and a foul again. They're going to put an offensive foul on Hemmings.
And
it's
that's
his second offensive foul.
That's a turnover. That's not good news for the Mules.
So on the offensive foul, the Bulldogs will get it back with 1:36 left to go in the half. That Flowers for right now, leaving Hemmings on the floor with those 2 fouls.
Yeah, Collado with 3 and Hemmings with 2. With 1:30 left here in the second.
Glover going to take it from one end to the other off the glass and count the bucket and a foul. He knew he got the whistle. He just threw it at the glass. It went in, and I'll try for a 3-point play. Fouls on Perez.
Yeah, he's just a little too quick, believe it or not, for Jaden Perez, and went right by him and scored. We talked about Glover in the pregame. Seems like we've done a few high school basketball games, Bob.
He was our spotlight player, the HuberAuto.com. Where else will the points come from? Well, they're coming from Michael Glover here in the second quarter, as he's got 10 in the quarter, 11 on the night, and the lead reaches 8 for the first time in favor of the Wilson Bulldogs, 28-20. 1:25 left to go in the first half. Armstrong now trying to make something happen. Kicks it back for Malave. Had the 3, couldn't pull the trigger.
Malave's been very quiet offensively tonight.
Hemmings posting up now, guarded by Akings. Huge size advantage for Hemmings. Takes it in, up off the rim, home,
Nice
and
take.
a foul.
Really nice take by Eli Hemmings. Got Akings on his back, on his hip, turned, drew the foul, and scored.
And the foul is on Akings, his first, Bulldogs' third, but Hemmings made the bucket and the foul. So it's become the Glover and Hemmings show on the offensive side in this second quarter. Hemmings has 7 in the quarter, 11 in the game, so they're equal in scoring total. Hemmings can change that here with a foul shot, and he does. 3-point play and a big one makes it a 5-point game again in favor of Wilson, 28-23. Glover going to take it down the floor, going to take it right at Perez, who's playing with 2 fouls. Cutter is Lockhart at the free throw line. Inside of a minute to go in the first half.
I think the ball's going to find its way back to Michael Glover here in a second.
Foul away from the basketball. We'll see what this is.
It's got to be against Muhlenberg, I think.
And it's going to put him on the line because they're well over the bonus. It's going to be on Perez on a hold. That's his third foul.
Yep.
But over the limit, Wilson will shoot 2.
Not sure who's going to the line.
It looks like it's going to be Connor Moreland.
Connor Moreland, yep.
Again, it was away from the basketball. It was just a hold in the paint. So Moreland will shoot 2 as Muhlenberg has over the 5 foul limit.
So Muhlenberg is not a deep team and already has 2 players with 3 fouls.
Yeah, Matt Flowers even brought up the foul situation that we got to nurse our way through any foul trouble because he felt like they were only 7 deep. Again, missing Josh Miller tonight. We do expect him back next week as Moreland misses the first of 2 free throws. Still 51.7 left to go in half number 1. Moreland second, in and around and back down again for his first point of the night. Makes it a 29-23 game in favor of Wilson. Hemmings, guarded by Moreland, going to pull up for 3. That's well off the mark. Rebounded by Michael Glover. Matt Coldren gets his way. Wilson will hold for 1. Can they against Muhlenberg's pressure? Ball in the hands of Lockhart right now with 30 seconds to go. Lockhart sees an opening, drives, thought about giving it to Glover, but it was too high. Akings picks up the loose basketball. His shot is no good. Fights, gets his own rebound. Tied up inside. Back to Lockhart for 3. Air ball right to Akings, no good. Glover tips it to Moreland, blocked by Hutchinson. Back the other way come the Mules. Ryan Hutchinson with a big block. Malave to the rim and a foul. Nelson Malave will shoot 2.
Yeah, Hemmings followed it up and scored, but the foul was on the Malave attempt. What defense by Muhlenberg in that stretch?
Ryan Hutchinson with the block after Wilson kept the ball alive, tapping it a couple of times. Akings once, Glover the second time. The ball went free, shot was put up, but Hutchinson blocked it, and Malave on the run out gets fouled, and the foul called on Ronaldo Gonzalez. Gonzalez is first, putting Hutchinson at the free throw line to shoot 2 where he misses the first.
While we talked about the 2 guys who have been tasked with guarding Michael Glover, Jeffrey Collado and Jaden Perez, each have 3 fouls. Really, you wonder if they continue to get in foul trouble in the second half, who's going to guard Michael Glover, or does Muhlenberg go on its own?
29-24. Hemmings is going to come out now to protect him to make sure he doesn't get a third foul with 9.7 to go. Second free throw by Hutchinson was good. So it's 29-24, 5 seconds to go. Into the corner. Bulldogs trap. Ball is loose. Knocked around, and that will end the first half as Muhlenberg does not allow the Bulldogs to get off a final shot to finish the second quarter, but it's a good second 8 minutes for the Wilson Bulldogs. They had extended what was a 2-point lead after 1 to a 5-point lead after 2. Take a timeout. Back with our halftime show. Wilson 29, Muhlenberg 24. High school basketball presented by Savage Auto Group is live on WEEU in Reddick.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
Shop, earn, and save with the Redner's Rewards Program. Purchase select items at Redner's Markets and unlock big savings on groceries with fantastic deals like buy 3, get the 4th free. Redeem your points and save on fuel at one of our 7 Redner's Quick Stop locations throughout Berks County, and treat yourself to made-to-order sandwiches, fried chicken, coffee, and more. Discover tons of special offers, digital deals, and surprise savings available to rewards customers. Start saving today. Simply sign up at the store or online at rednersmarkets.com.
When the pressure's on and it's time to make your best move, the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams Platinum Realty is here to help you score big in today's real estate market. Whether you're buying, selling, or planning your next play, Susan's experience and dedication make her the MVP you want on your side. For winning results and a team that never stops hustling, trust the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams, your home court advantage.
You're listening to high school basketball at 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading, and tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Lincoln Plumbing has the experience to help from a leaky faucet to a whole bathroom remodel. Call 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. Muhlenberg and Wilson tied in a three-way tie coming into play tonight with Berks Catholic at the top of Berks Division I. And I suppose at some point in time, Rich, it's possible that maybe we will see a one-sided game in one of these Berks Division I games. It's hard to imagine at this point in time, and certainly tonight is no different. This one has been very much the war we expected it to be. Muhlenberg got off to a good start. Wilson tightened things up at the end of that end of the first quarter, took the lead, and then stretched it out a little bit, got it up to as much as an 8-point lead late in the second quarter. Muhlenberg not going anywhere. It's a 5-point game at the break.
Eli Hemmings made sure Muhlenberg's not going anywhere. He seized the moment. He saw Muhlenberg was, I wouldn't say on the ropes, but they couldn't afford to fall behind any further. He took over the game in that 90-second or 2-minute stretch. He scored 8 points in the quarter. He has 12 and a half. Really kept the Mules in the game. They're in foul trouble right now, and it's something that's going to be something to watch in the second half. Jeffrey Collado, Jaden Perez, they're the only two on the floor who I think can guard a Michael Glover, and they both have 3 fouls. I don't know if Michael Miller, if he's able to, he's certainly strong enough, but physically, he's dealing with a lot of different things from football. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But right now, Eli Hemmings has been the story for Muhlenberg. Michael Glover's been the story for Wilson.
Yeah, well, just good ball movement by the Bulldogs against what the pressure from Muhlenberg. Wilson was able to dice that up, and ultimately they were able to get themselves some great looks at the basket, and Glover was the recipient of some great passes. Nashar Mercado hit him for one. Corral Akings hit him for one. Connor McMorland hit him for one as well, leading to 3 of the 4 buckets that Glover had in that second quarter. And he also banged in a couple of free throws as well. So Michael Glover with 11 first-half points, a big piece of the puzzle for the Wilson Bulldogs. As we said going in, where else would the points come from? And they needed it because Peter Kalfala picked up a second foul for Wilson. A lot of coaches will do that. You get 2 fouls, you are done for the half. And Matt Coldren is one of those coaches who subscribes to that philosophy. And when Kalfala picked up his second foul, my memory was right. There was about 6 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the second quarter. He did not return, but the Bulldogs ultimately did not miss what is, by statistics, their top scorer, Peter Kalfala.
Yeah, they have 6 players who have scored for the Bulldogs in the first half. We didn't even mention Ronaldo Gonzalez's 2 field goals in the first quarter were just instinct. It looked like he didn't hesitate. There were no thoughts. Catch, shoot twice. And the other thing is, you're right, the ball movement by the Bulldogs, not only finding the open man, but breaking the pressure. Some of the mistakes have been, I would say unforced almost, some of the 8 turnovers. But I think overall they've done a pretty good job against that really aggressive Muhlenberg defense.
I'll go back to one of your many Matt Coldren keys for tonight's game, and that was playing 32 minutes. They played 16. No doubt about that. They played 16. But what he said when he emphasized it, he said, look, Reading, Muhlenberg, they will not, either will both of them, they will not stop for 32 minutes, and you need to be prepared for that. 5-point lead at halftime, and you still have to go another 16 minutes. I guarantee you that will be a discussion at some point in time in that locker room for the Bulldogs.
The Mules, the Red Knights, but tonight we're doing the Mules game. The Mules do not allow you to relax at either end of the floor. Offensively, they're in attack mode. Defensively, they're in attack mode. If you think you're going to have it, once you get into the half court, that you're going to have it easy and be able, like a dribble, a pass, think again, because the Mules do not allow you to do that. Everything is contested. That's what makes them so dangerous, really, and a team that you really don't want to see.
And the last point before we take a break here at halftime, and don't forget, coming up after our coverage tonight here in West Lawn. We'll go back to the WEU studios, and Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob will have the scoreboard show for you. Busy night of high school boys basketball for you tonight. They'll fill you in on all the scores in Berks County, in addition to scores around the area as well. Coming up on our scoreboard show tonight after our coverage is complete and our postgame show. But the last thing I want to bring up, we briefly touched on it, but I think it deserves a little bit more, and that's the skill set we see continuing to evolve for Eli Hemmings. You mentioned that it was at a point where the Bulldogs were, the Mules were a little bit on the ropes. They were down 7. It was 22-17, 22-15, and Eli Hemmings said, whoa, that's enough, boys. And he got them back in it. A bucket drive, went from one end to the other with the basketball coming up with it, came up with a steal on the other end. The skill set for this young man, he's 6'4", and very well could be, because he's just an 11th grader. You could see by his body type, he could be a 6'5", 6'6" kid by the time it's done. But he's got guard skills. He can shoot. He can jump. He can handle the basketball. There's a lot of tools in the shed for Eli Hemmings.
The one play that impressed me was when he got Carl Akings on his back, on his hip, and was able to – and Akings is a terrific defender.
Right.
And got him spun to his left, scored, drew the foul, converted the three-point play.
29-24 is our score. Wilson on top of Muhlenberg. We'll take a timeout. Back with more of our Lincoln Plumbing and Heating halftime show live on WEU in Reddick.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, ensuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
Leading scorer at the halftime break, again presented to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, is Eli Hemmings with 12. 5 for Justin Armstrong, 3 of those 5 coming at the free throw line. 2 each for Nelson Malave, Michael Miller, and Jeffrey Collado, and 1 for Ryan Hutchinson, and the Muhlenberg total of 24. For the Bulldogs, led by Michael Glover's first half of 11 points. Carl Akings with 6. 5 for Peter Kalfala before the foul troubles. Rich mentioned the 4 points by the no conscience of Ronaldo Gonzalez. He was not fazed by anything. Just came in, fired up a couple of buckets in the first quarter. 2 for Nemo McLean and 1 for Kaylor Cornish. And the Bulldog total of 29. We get started with our third quarter, and our third quarter is presented to you in part by Financial Planning Advisors. Their team of professional advisors can help guide your investment planning, retirement planning, or planning for the cost of your child's college education. Less than 2% of high school athletes receive a college scholarship. Financial Planning Advisors can help you plan for the increasing costs of college. Get Financial Planning Advisors working on your team. Call them 610-376-6334 or go to financialpa.com. Mules trail by 5. They've got the basketball as we start the third quarter. Immediately low post by Eli Hemmings. Dribbles himself away from a double team, dribbles himself back into that double team, tripped up, ball still loose on the floor, knocked out of bounds by Peter Kalfala. It stays Muhlenberg basketball.
Surprised that wasn't a travel or a foul, one of the two, because he got off his feet.
I think both coaches were looking for some kind of whistle, and it was kind of a play on.
Play on.
Justin Armstrong, Michael Miller, Eli Hemmings, Jeffrey Collado, and Nelson Malave. The same way Matt Flowers started the game, that's the way he starts the third. Down by 5, they work it from right side to left. Outside the three-point arc is Hemmings. To the high post comes Miller. And around to the junior point guard and Armstrong. Screen and roll back to Malave. Thought about the 3, kicks it around. Miller will take it instead. That's off the rim and rebounded by Peter Kalfala. Mules come up empty on their first possession. Bulldogs back the other way on their first of the second half. Akings, Glover, Kalfala, McLean, and Mercado, the 5 for the Bulldogs to start, as they have all season long. Glover away from the basket with Collado guarding and playing with 3 fouls. Kicks it around for Kalfala. Screen and roll for Glover, but good hands by Collado. Knocked it away. Up ahead to Malave. 2-on-1 for Armstrong is a layup for Muhlenberg.
Really good double team on the ball. on Mercado, who was trying to get the ball to Glover on the screen and roll. It was wide open. Muhlenberg with the turnover converts it into a basket.
Good unselfish play by Nelson Malave, finding Armstrong on that 2-on-1. Back inside to Glover, trying to get Miller off his feet. Doesn't matter. He scores off the glass anyhow.
Yeah, Miller's going to have to guard him because Colado's going to get a fourth foul here because they're going to attack him. They're going to get the ball into Glover.
13 for Glover, a point shy of his career high, 31-26. Armstrong with a pull-up jumper, no. Rebounded by Calfala. Bulldogs have it right back. Akings right back up to Calfala. Calfala going to drive to the hole, off-balance shot off the rim, no. Glover flies in, gets the rebound, no good, but he's fouled.
And that's going to be on Collado.
Collado and Michael Miller were both there, and it's going to be on Miller. So that's a break for Muhlenberg. That's on Miller, and it's his second versus Collado's fourth. And will put Michael Glover at the free throw line. Great job by Glover, by the way. Just flying through the air to pull down the rebound. As big as he is, you forget how athletic he is. As he's shooting 2 here for the Bulldogs. And the first is good. 4 out of 6 at the free throw line for Glover so far tonight. He's a 67% free throw shooter on the season. Second is also good. So a new career high for Michael Glover with 15 now. And the lead is 7, 33-26. Hemmings, as he did before when his team's in trouble, drives, spins, scores.
Bob, you could see it in his eyes when he came up the floor with the ball. He was going to the basket. Pretty move.
14 for Hemmings, 5-point difference. 5:49 to go in the third. 33-28 Wilson. Armstrong continues to hound the sophomore point guard, Nishar Mikado. Gives it up instead for Nemo McClain off the Glover screen. Dribbled it off a foot, his own turnover Bulldogs. 9 Wilson turnovers now with 2 so far here in the third. 5:35 left to go in the period. Bulldogs lead is 5. Muhlenberg has the basketball. And Hemmings will bring it up the floor, guarded by Nemo McClain. Collado sets a screen on one side, Miller on the other, but Calfalo reaches around and takes the ball away from Miller. Peter Calfalo steals it right back and needs some help on the other offensive end. For Akings, high post is McClain. The dribble off the glass, no. Rebounded by Collado. Armstrong pushing it up the floor for Muhlenberg. Justin Armstrong, one end to the other, spins off the glass, no, but a foul. Nemo McClain blocked it on the up. The Bulls are looking for a goaltending. It was not that high.
No, that wasn't goaltending. It's going to be on Mercado, his first.
But a pretty spin move by Justin Armstrong is going to send him to the free throw line as Mercado gets called for his first foul. Justin Armstrong at the free throw line for the 4th time tonight.
We said in the pregame, Bob, he knows how to get to the line. He is fearless. He will go to the rim against anyone.
Makes the first. 5 out of 7 now at the stripe for Armstrong. As Muhlenberg, continues to chip away. Second spins away. Good rebound by Calfala. 33-29 is our score after the 1 out of 2 from Justin Armstrong, who's got 8. Dangerous pass. Good catch by Glover, but he could not finish, and Collado has the rebound. Great feed from Nemo McClain. Glover just couldn't finish it. Armstrong spins at Calfala. Trying to get free, ends up giving it back to Miller, and Muhlenberg will reset out top. Malave around for Collado to the baseline for Hemmings. Good bounce pass in the paint for Miller. Couldn't pull the trigger. Kicks it out. Armstrong for 3. Got it. Justin Armstrong drains the 3, and a timeout called by the Mules. Comes with 4:30 to go. And on the 3-pointer by Justin Armstrong, Muhlenberg now within a point. They were down 7. It's now 1. 33-32. Wilson on top. 4:30 left to go in the third. Back to West Lawn after this.
When the pressure's on and it's time to make your best move, the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams Platinum Realty is here to help you score big in today's real estate market. Whether you're buying, selling, or planning your next play, Susan's experience and dedication make her the MVP you want on your side. For winning results and a team that never stops hustling, trust the Susan McFadden team with Keller Williams, your home court advantage.
(33-32). That last possession by Muhlenberg was not necessarily a work of art, but it finished well. They ultimately kicked it out to Justin Armstrong, and he buries the three for Armstrong, his first three of the night, but that quickly it's a 1-point game.
It was not only Armstrong's first three, it was Muhlenberg's first three of the night. They've tried quite a few, too.
Yeah, neither team has been much beyond the three-point line in this game. Kafala has the Bulldogs' lone three. As Rich said, Justin Armstrong just made Muhlenberg's first three with 4:30 left to go in the third, and it pulls Muhlenberg to within one at 33-32. Wilson basketball following the Muhlenberg timeout. Matt Coulter still has all 5 of his timeouts left. McLean will take it across half court. Jaden Lockhart into the game at the stoppage for Wilson, as Mercado will take a breather. Lockhart has it on the left wing. Off the screen from Glover out in half court. He's trapped and fouled. Armstrong got up in the air on the pump fake and ended up landing on the back of Jaden Lockhart. So that's going to be the first foul on Justin Armstrong. Foul number 2 against the Mules in the quarter. And a couple of substitutions for Wilson. Connor Moreland, sophomore, and Kaylor Cornish, another 10th grader, into the game for the Bulldogs. So Glover and Akings, the two starters and the two seniors, still out there with the 3 sophomores for Wilson. There should be 2 sophomores and a junior in Lockhart. Halfway through the third, Wilson's lead down to 1.
Glover and Collado battling hard inside.
Glover sets the screen. There's the screen and roll, but Glover a long way from the basket. Waits and wants to give it up and does so to Moreland. And Wilson will reset. Back to Glover in the corner, guarded by Collado. Going to put it on the floor. Kick it around for Moreland into the corner. Akings quiet so far here in this third quarter. Trying to get by Hemmings. Has a man, but a good job by Miller to close the gap. Take it away. Good anticipation by Michael Miller. Mules have it back for the lead. Hemmings drives. Bump, no foul, and Moreland has the rebound. Connor Moreland back the other way for Wilson. Touch pass back to Moreland from Glover. Offensive foul going the other way. Connor Moreland will get called for the offensive.
Yeah, I think Michael Glover got away with a bump on Eli Hemmings down at this end, and Muhlenberg draws the charge at the other end and the turnover, gets the ball back with another chance to take the lead.
3:15 left to go. And it will be Muhlenberg basketball. Got down by that single point after the Armstrong 3. Armstrong, Miller, Malave, Hemmings, and Collado. Matt Flowers has not yet substituted here in this second half. Hemmings comes out high. Going to pop for 3 in the lead. Off the rim, no. Collado pulls down the rebound. His putback spins out. Tipped around. Glover outraces Hemmings for the basketball, but double dribbled with it. Michael Glover put it on the floor, but double dribbled with it, and Wilson will give it right back.
Turnover number 5 this quarter for Wilson. They've got 12 in the game. Again, the Mules with another chance to take the lead.
Stop me if you heard this before.
A few times, yeah.
2:52 to go.
Feels like we've been on that for the last minute and a half.
Ever since Justin Armstrong's 3 made it 33-32, and all of a sudden the offense went cold. Some fouls and some turnovers have changed that. 33-32 Bulldogs. Armstrong off the Collado screen. Had the 3, didn't take it. Drives up in the air, finds Miller, who lays it in, and now the Mules got the lead.
Great pass by Justin Armstrong. He was looking for Hemmings, found Mikey Miller underneath with the layup.
First lead for Muhlenberg since it was 6-4 early on. 34-33 Mules, 2:25 to go. Great find, Akings for Glover, a bucket and a foul. Terrell Akings across the paint finds Michael Glover, who makes the bucket and a foul on Collado.
And that's number 4 on Jeff Collado. And Ryan Hutchinson comes to the bench. It looks like he's going to take him out.
Just a great find by Akings as they've found a Glover so many times with Muhlenberg spreading the floor. And Glover capitalizing and a chance to make this a 3-point play, and he does.
And just like that, Wilson regains the lead. I think we're going to see a lot of lead changes here, Bob, over the next 10 minutes.
17 now for Glover, 35-34. Bulldogs back up on top. Ryan Hutchinson into the game for Muhlenberg. After Collado picked up his 4th, he comes to the bench. Armstrong, bump and a foul called on Kaylor Cornish. His 2nd, Wilson's 3rd. Both teams with 3 team fouls with 2:01 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Armstrong has to go all the way to backcourt to try to get away from Lockhart. Good luck with that. Armstrong drives, spins right into a double team. Somebody's open. It's Malave. Left elbow jumper. Yes.
And that's Malave's first basket since early in the 2nd quarter.
Puts the Mules back up on top, 36-35. 3 straight lead changes.
Well, we got a tie, Bob. It's
36-36. My bad. My mistake. I forgot about the 3-point play from Glover. 36-36 is our score. Here's Akings for the lead. He gets a 3 in the corner. Carell Akings.
Lockhart found him alone on the left wing.
Bulldogs' 2nd 3 of the night. Carell Akings with his 1st of the 3s, his 25th of the season. Bulldog lead is 3 with 1:15 to go in the 3rd. Miller on the floor to the paint. No. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Hemmings. Wilson basketball.
Yeah, Mikey Miller saw the mismatch. Tried to take it to the basket. The shot just didn't fall. Right decision, though.
1:10 to go in the 3rd. And Cornish out. Ronaldo Gonzalez back in now for the Bulldogs, whose lead is 3 after the Akings 3. Moreland, Lockhart, Gonzalez, Akings, and Glover, the 5 on the floor for Wilson.
I don't know if this is a delay of game or I'm not sure what it is.
This was talking about something, but I'm not sure what it is. The question is a possession. It's a technical foul. Matt Flowers just got teed up.
I think he called a tee.
So Carell Akings is going to shoot the technical free throw.
I'm not sure if it's on.
He said on the coach.
Did he say on the coach?
He did.
Okay, yep. So it's
okay, Akings misses the 1st of the 2 free throws. He gets another, and then Wilson gets the ball at half court. Akings' 2nd is good. So 4 straight for Carell Akings, and that's the difference on the scoreboard. 4 points in favor of Wilson. 40-36. 1:10 left to go in the 3rd. So Wilson with the basketball. 70 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
So Matt Flowers next to us has to take a seat for the rest of the game with one technical.
Got the seatbelt on now for the remainder of the game.
Yeah,
Wilson trying to be patient. Moreland lobs it into Glover, too far underneath the basket. Glover tried to save it, could not. Turnover Bulldogs. Hemmings to the corner. Malave for 3. No. Rebounded by Glover. Poked away, out of bounds. Last touch by Mulenberg. Also, Malave tried to save. Dove into the Muhlenberg bench. So it is Wilson basketball with 42.4 left to go in the 3rd. Big stretch here for Muhlenberg, trying to keep Wilson within arm's reach, down by 4. Final 40 seconds of the 3rd. Lockhart for Moreland, left wing. Wilson does not want to be in a hurry here if they can maintain some patience. Timeout, Matt Coldren. Wilson will call the timeout. He had all 5 of his timeouts left. So Wilson will call a timeout here. I think Matt was just, again, wants to be patient with the basketball here, but at the same time wants to be sure his young players know exactly what he wants. Talking to him, again, going all the way back to before the Berks Catholic game, what Matt talked about at that time was he really has to coach a whole lot more this year because of the young players he has. He's really enjoying the opportunity. He said, look, the last couple of years I had players who had a lot of experience, and I didn't have to coach them so much in so many different things. Now I have to, and I think this is exactly why he just called that timeout.
Yeah, he's in his 10-man first 10. He's got 4 sophomores and 3 juniors. And even the seniors, Peter Calfala didn't play much last year, and neither did Nemo McLean. Carell Akings, of course, has. He's been at least a 3-year starter. So, yeah, Matt is doing a lot of coaching with this team, and you can tell there's a different vibe with him. He's much more relaxed, it seems, because maybe the expectations, the external expectations aren't as great. I'm sure the internal expectations are the same. But right now, these young guys are playing pretty well. This is the third game we've seen them, and you could see this is a much better team than the one that we saw against Berks Catholic in the league opener.
It's the same five following the timeout. Glover will inbound, along with Lockhart, Gonzalez, Moreland, and Akings, the five on the floor. Again, the one senior in Akings and 4 underclassmen. Lockhart trap, gives it up for Moreland with 18 seconds. Good find inside for Glover. Hutchinson tried to draw the flop, doesn't get the whistle. Glover gets the basket.
Great pass by Moreland.
Michael Glover's big third quarter continues. The lead is 6. A 4-point game, and that will turnover on the inbound. It was knocked away, last touch by Wilson. Muhlenberg will get one more chance here under their own bucket with 1.4 left to go in the third quarter. So a break here for Muhlenberg if they can take advantage of it. They're going to get Jaden Perez in,
who can shoot.
And
Terrific
Wilson will get Kelfala in for his defense and length with 1.4. Miller will be the inbounder.
Glover on Hemmings. This will be interesting. I think Hemmings wants the ball.
He gets it inside. A dribble up and under, but he couldn't get the bucket. And that will take us to the fourth. The bucket by Justin Armstrong pulls Muhlenberg to within 4 after 3. We will take a timeout. Back with the final 8 minutes from West Lawn. Wilson 42, Muhlenberg 38, live on WEEU in Reading.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
We start quarter number 4 alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. Wilson will start with the basketball here in the fourth. They've got the lead, 42-38. Haven't been a whole lot of threes made in this game, but a couple of them have been big. None bigger than the 3 by Carell Akings that gave Wilson the lead they currently have. And again, they start the fourth quarter. Justin Armstrong, however, will start it with a foul as Nashar Mercado put on the brakes and Armstrong runs into him. Foul number 2 on Armstrong, and obviously the first foul here in the fourth quarter. You start clean in team fouls in each quarter of high school basketball. Get 5 in total, and then you put your opponent at the free throw line to shoot 2 from that point forward. Akings inbounds for Kelfala. Been quiet here since the foul trouble early on. Misses the hook shot. Akings with a rebound up and under. No. Tipped by Kelfala. Akings will control the rebound and then look for the Bulldogs. Akings on a dribble drive. Drives, throws it away to Nelson Malave. Great steal by Malave. Up ahead for Armstrong. Pump fake, dump for Hemmings and 2.
Really unselfish play there by Armstrong. Finds Hemmings alone in the lane.
And there's a near steal by Miller, diving to knock it out of Kelfala's hands. Now back to that last play that was all set up by the great hands of Nelson Malave. As Akings drove and then tried to kick it out, Malave picked it out of the air.
Bob Collado still on the bench with 4 fouls. Jaden Perez is guarding Glover. Let's see if Wilson can find Glover the ball inside.
Bulldogs have a lead by 2. Glover has it at the foul line. Going to pull up for the jumper and take it, and his big night continues.
He doesn't have to get the ball inside. Hits the 18-footer.
22 for Michael Glover. It's a 4-point Bulldog lead. A minute into the fourth quarter. Malave drives. Floater, no. Glover rebounds it.
Double-double for Glover on that rebound.
Now he needs some help as he's trapped near half court, and a timeout by Wilson. Matt Colgin knew his player was in trouble. He'll call a 30-second timeout. Stops the clock with 6:54 to go. So both teams still with 3 timeouts left. So Matt Colgin knew he had a bunch. And he like his contemporary Snip Esley, like to hold on to those timeouts as long as they possibly can.
I had a look. It does say, the calendar says January 5th, because this feels like mid-February or even March. This is a real playoff type of game. Even though it's just the first meeting between these two teams, These are two of the best 6A teams in District 3. Wilson is second, Muhlenberg is third in the power ratings. We're more than halfway through the season, and these two teams are playing like it. They're giving us quite a show tonight.
Just an FYI, meeting number 2 is the last game of the regular season. Tuesday, February 3rd in Laureldale. We'll be there for that one as well. 44-40 is the score in this one. Wilson with the lead and the basketball. Ronaldo Gonzalez will check in at the stoppage now for the Bulldogs, as Nemo McLean will come out. Here's Kelfala, drives. It's spun out on him as he drove to the bucket, and Muhlenberg has the ball back.
Some Wilson fans thought it should have been a foul. I didn't see any. I just thought he missed the layup.
Hemmings gives it up for Malave. Perez will shoot for the 3 and drain it.
And we know Jaden Perez can hit that if you leave him alone.
And another big 3 in this ball game. This one pulls the Mules to within 1. 6:30 to go. 44-43. Glover kicks it out for Kelfala, trying to find the range. Fadeaway, no. Rebounded by Armstrong. Kelfala has not scored since the first quarter, trying to find his offense. Nearly comes up with a steal and does, as Armstrong lost the handle on it. Kelfala got his hands to turn it away. Wilson has it back.
Dave Glover has a mismatch underneath.
And Mercado tried to throw it to him, but threw it over his head and into the hands of Armstrong. A 16th Bulldog turnover tonight. Hemmings right at Kelfala, foul. Eli Hemmings to the line to try to give. See if I said this before. Muhlenberg the lead. Kelfala's third is Wilson's first in the quarter. Eli Hemmings will shoot 2. First, spins out. 16 for Hemmings as he stands at the quarter. He had 14 at halftime. 12 at halftime. 2 more in the third and 2 more here in the fourth, with another free throw coming his way.
Bob Kelfala, since the 3 in the second quarter, is 0 for 4, 0 for 3 here in the fourth quarter.
Misses them both. Malave comes up with the offensive rebound, and another look for Muhlenberg. Malave going to drive right at McLean and fouled. Nemo McLean will pick up the foul on the reach-in. His first, Bulldogs' second, and I believe this will put Malave at the line at will. Malave at the free throw line for the second time tonight, 0 for 2. His first time. So 1-point deficit for the Mules.
I thought Wilson controlled the glass for 3 quarters. Muhlenberg's done a much better job here getting offensive rebounds here in the first 2 minutes and change of the fourth quarter.
Including the offensive rebound by Malave on the missed free throw by Hemmings, and he's at the line where he makes the first. So now we're tied with another free throw coming to Nelson Malave. Misses the second. So it's a tie game at 44 with 5:44 left to go in the game. Mules with a 2-2-1 half-court trap. No problem for the Bulldogs in the hands of Akings. Now Wilson will set its offense.
Muhlenberg back into a man.
Glover comes to the high post. They spread the floor to the Bulldogs. With Glover at the high post, everybody else out around the perimeter. Mules in a 2-3 here.
No, you're right. They're back in the 2-3 zone.
Yep. With Hemmings out high along with Malave.
And Wilson seems happy, content, keeping the ball outside, throwing the ball around.
It's been a 44-44 tie. Bulldogs not in a hurry here. Will Muhlenberg come out of the zone? Really no reason for the Mules to do that.
Matt Flowers probably went to this because of the mismatch that Glover presents inside.
McLean trying to step inside the zone. Nothing there. Kicks it back out. I think right now either team is okay with this. It's protecting Muhlenberg's foul trouble. And we're tied at 44. So there's no reason for either team to chase. And here's Mercado to shoot over the top of it, buried to 3.
Out of nowhere, passing the ball around. Wilson's possession lasted over a minute, and Mercado just decides to take a 3 and buries it.
His third of the year as Malave sees an opening and drives right through the defense, lays it off the glass for 2.
Malave much more active here in the second half. both ends of the floor than he was in the first half.
47-46, 4:10 to go in the ball game. Mules trail by 1. Bulldogs with the basketball in the hands of Glover out at the top of the key. Hands it off for Akings. Mules out of that zone now in a man-to-man.
Look for Glover inside.
Guarded by Perez. Pulls him outside right now. Comes up high, gets the basketball. So you're going to go one-on-one with him. He'll settle for the foul line jumper that's short into the hands of Hemmings. Back the other way for the Mules. Kicks it back for Perez. Skip pass for Malave and around for Armstrong. Armstrong drives, dumps. Miller for 2, no. Tipped up by Armstrong, no. Fighting with Glover, the ball's on the floor, bodies on the floor. Possession arrow, we got 2 different calls right now. One was the jump ball, the other was a foul. The foul is going to be the call. And now we'll see who the foul is on. I believe it's going to be on Lockhart.
That's exactly right, Bob. Yeah, one official had a held ball and the other one had a foul on the loose ball. Again, Armstrong in the middle of everything. He is a fighter.
Going up with Michael Glover.
My. Yeah, he did.
Giving away about 100 pounds. Inbounds for Hemmings, almost taken away by Mercado, and there's a frustration foul on Eli Hemmings. He shoved Mercado out of his way right in front of the official. Foul on Hemmings.
Yeah, that was an obvious call. A turnover and a team foul.
So the Bulldogs will get it right back. Up by 1 with 3:20 left to go in the ballgame. 47-46 Wilson. Half court is Lockhart. Along with Mercado, Akings, Glover, and Moore. Again, the three-pointer by Mercado, the difference of the scoreboard. Akings to match another 3 and does.
Massive 3 by Mercado and Akings on not back-to-back possessions, but back-to-back baskets.
50-46 as a result of Akings' second 3, 13 for Carell Akings. Armstrong inside, kicks it to the corner. 3 for Miller off the mark, long rebound. Tipped around, Perez comes away with it. Perez to the bucket, no, but there for the putback is Michael Miller and a foul. 3 possessions for Muhlenberg on the offensive glass. Miller finished it off with a bucket and a foul.
Looks like that's going to be on Mercado, his first.
Actually, it's number 2 on Mercado, according to the scoreboard. So it puts Miller at the free throw line to shoot 1. Again, the bucket by Miller was good. So if he can finish off the 3-point play, Michael Miller makes this a 1-point game again. 2:40 left to play, which the way this thing is going is a lifetime. He misses the free throw. Glover has the rebound. So it's a 50-48 Bulldog advantage.
Yeah, we got a lot of basketball left, Bob.
2:30 left to go as Shar Mercado takes it across half court. Hounded by Hutchison, drives, dumps it for Glover. Glover, there's the foul. You could hear that from our scores table on the reach-in. Right across the arm of Michael Glover came Ryan Hutchinson on the foul. His second. Mules third.
That's the problem right now. Without Collado or Perez on the floor, who's guarding Glover?
Inbounds for Moreland on the step back, and he cuts a bucket. Great cut to the basket by Connor Moreland.
Great set by Matt Coldren on the out-of-bounds play.
Moreland's bucket, his first field goal of the game, makes it a 52-48 game in favor of the Bulldogs. 2 minutes left to go. Malave.
Hemmings has a mismatch.
They give it to him. Had to chase it down. Guarded by Moreland. Gets away from him, but a foul before the shot. Shot was good by Hemmings, but the foul called before the shot.
It's on Moreland.
Moreland knew he was in trouble. Just backpedaling, reached in and grabbed. His second. Bulldogs fifth, so it's going to be a shooting foul regardless for Hemmings.
Yep.
2-shot foul. Hemmings back to the line where he just missed 2. 1:55 left to play here in West Lawn. And that's 3 straight misses now for Hemmings at the free throw line. Make it 4 straight. Akings pulls down the rebound. Trapped in the backcourt. Akings needs some help. Steps away, finds Glover at half court. Glover finds Moreland for a layup.
Pretty pass by Glover.
6-point Bulldog lead as a result, 54-48. 1:35 to go.
Muhlenberg's got to be patient. They don't need threes. They need
Armstrong
scores.
drives, bucket, no good, but he's fouled by Lockhart. Justin Armstrong takes Jaden Lockhart inside. Couldn't get the bucket to go, but does get to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Does the smart thing. Goes to the basket, draws the foul, stops the clock.
Armstrong had a big second quarter, third quarter, at 8 of his 13 in the third. Had not scored in the fourth until now. It makes the first of 2 free throws. So Michael Glover with the assist on the last play, waited patiently for the defense to come to him, and then finds Connor Moreland for the bucket. And now Armstrong makes 1 out of 2, and Glover has the rebound. 54-49 our score. Wilson on top, 1:25 to play. Bulldogs beat the trap with Glover. Drives, kicks it for Moreland in the corner. Waiting for somebody to foul him, and there's the timeout instead. They had Moreland trapped.
Yep.
I think he assumed someone was going to foul him. They didn't, so Matt Coldren calls the timeout.
Yeah, the sideline is one of the worst places to have the basketball on, especially against a defense as aggressive as Muhlenberg's. Nearly a turnover. Matt Coldren saw it, called the timeout before it happened.
54-49, 1:17 left to go. Wilson's over the limit in fouls. Muhlenberg has 1 foul to give before they are over the limit. Bulldogs have 2 timeouts left. Muhlenberg has 3. So you're up to date on where we're at. 54-49 is our score in what has been a back-and-forth second half.
Those 4 missed free throws by Eli Hemmings may come back to haunt the Mules. He's such a terrific player. And, just unexpected for him to miss 4 free throws like that.
Don't forget, coming up after our Pizza Como Temple postgame show, Jeff Nolan and Matt Nau back in the WEEU studios with our scoreboard show. Fill you in on all the other games going on around Berks County tonight. We'll give you some updates on scores around the district as well. Rich told you in our pregame show, the Berks County contingent in 6A, Wilson, Reading, and Muhlenberg very much in the thick of things so far, very early on in the District 3 power rankings. And of course, Berks Catholic, the defending District 3 champion and state runner-up in Class 4A, part of the boys Division 1 in the Berks Conference.
Right now, it looks like, Wilson has 4 guards on the floor with Michael Glover.
1:17 to go. Bulldogs inbounding in front of their own bench. They come to Glover. Glover's been an escape valve in this pressure as well, as he gives it up, and a foul called. Malave on the reach-in.
Got a piece of that's Lockhart. Okay. It was worth the risk. They had a foul to give.
Yep. So the foul
not a problem
by Malave is only his second, or is his second?
I have his for 2. Yep.
So as Rich said, the foul to give. Next one puts Wilson on the line. And ball tipped by Hemmings on the inbounds. Moreland, Mercado, Akings, Glover, and Lockhart, the 5 on the floor right now for Wilson.
And the key matchup, Mikey Miller guarding Michael Glover inside.
Mercado goes baseline, up with a shot, no. Tipped it up off the rim, no. Miller pulls down the rebound, dumps it off for Hemmings. Down by 5, Mules have it back. Armstrong up ahead for Hutchinson. Lost his footing for a moment, gives it back. Armstrong for 3 in the corner, buried it.
Clutch.
Justin Armstrong knocks down the 3. This game was all but 3-less for quite a while, but there's been some big ones hit in this second half. Akings is hit 2 for for Wilson. And let's not forget about the big 3 hit by Nashar Mercado that gave Wilson the lead they currently have. But now back comes a 3 from Jaden Perez and a 3 from Justin Armstrong in this fourth quarter for Muhlenberg.
And I'm thinking there's a minute left. They're down 5. They don't really need a 3. But the ball finds Armstrong in the left corner. He didn't hesitate, and he buried it.
So 17 now for Justin Armstrong tonight. That's 2 off his career high. That came against Reading. 53.8 still left to go in this one. And after the Armstrong 3, it's a 2-point Bulldog advantage. 54-52, Wilson has the lead.
Bob, Matt Flowers talked about before the game how he feels that Justin Armstrong is his team MVP. Said he's underappreciated around the county. He's having a heck of a game tonight.
Muhlenberg trying to trap. Moreland almost turned it over, but he kept the possession. And now a foul called against Muhlenberg is going to put Wilson on the line.
Looks like Glover. Yep.
Foul going to be called on Malave, his third. So they foul Glover to put the big man on the free throw line. But he's been pretty good at the stripe tonight. Six out of 8 at the stripe tonight for Michael Glover. He'll shoot 2 more here. First in and out, back down again. It's a career night for Michael Glover on the basketball floor for sure. His high was 14 in that Hempfield Showcase tournament over the Christmas holiday. He's got 23 with another free throw coming as what?
He also has 13 rebounds. Not a bad night.
In and out and back in again on the second one. 56-52 Bulldogs. 43 seconds to go. Armstrong quickly up the floor.
Yeah, don't blink.
Dumps it off for Hemmings to the bucket. Counted and a foul.
Don't blink with Justin Armstrong. Push the ball up the court and found Eli Hemmings underneath and draws the foul.
Foul on Connor Moreland on the reach in. Hemmings strong enough to finish and get the buck and the foul as well. So the bucket good, and now Hemmings at the free throw line to try to make this a 1-point game again.
Yeah, he's missed his first free throws in the fourth quarter, trying to end that streak here and bring the Mules within 1.
And this one bounces around and falls off. Fight for the rebound. Miller has it. His putback, no. Fight for the rebound between Glover and Hemmings. Hemmings ends up on the deck, and a foul is called. I'm going to assume it's going to be on Glover, knocking Hemmings down. It is.
And that's his second. So Hemmings is going to go to the line, shoot 2 again.
That's the good news and bad news.
Wow. 0 for 5 this quarter from the line is Eli Hemmings.
Hemmings just kind of walks back towards half court to kind of collect his thoughts and try to
shaking his right hand. Maybe he got hit in the struggle with Glover. I don't know.
First one, no good. Hit it off the front of the rim. He's hit every piece of the rim in his last couple of free throws. Just can't find it.
Yeah, just such a terrific player. And the form looks right. He's come up short these last couple.
So it's still a 2-point game and still 33.4 left. Rylan Hutchinson will check into the game for his defense for Muhlenberg. So one more free throw for Eli Hemmings.
I don't know if I've ever seen a really good player miss 6 in a row and now 7.
And gets his own rebound. Ball loose. Muhlenberg has it, but they throw it into the backcourt. Run it down. Hutchinson touches it. Backcourt violation.
Backcourt.
Michael Miller just grabbed it and kind of hot potatoed it back, hoping somebody would be there. But he threw it into the backcourt. Hutchinson touched it. Backcourt violation. Wilson has it with 27.7 left to go in the game.
Each team with 2 timeouts left. Let's not forget that. And both teams in the bonus.
56-54 Bulldogs. 27.7 left to go. Matt Coldren still running with those 2 10th graders out there in Moreland and Mercado. Inbounds, poked away by Miller, and a foul on Moreland trying to get it back. It's going to put the Mules right back on the free throw line. I think it's Hemmings.
Wow. Hemmings, I don't know if he wants to go to the line at this stage. Mikey Miller's just gave him a little pep talk.
Well, you know how in baseball they always say the ball finds you? Somehow or another, when the free throws are struggling, the fouls find you.
Let's not take anything away. Muhlenberg made a terrific defensive play there. Hemmings knocked the ball away on the Moreland pass. There
Hemmings
you go.
Makes
Finally.
the first. That will make him relax a little bit with another coming.
That will help him on this one.
56-55 with another free throw coming. Still 26 seconds left to play in this one.
Like I said earlier, Bob, I feel like it's middle of February right now. This is such a terrific game. Playoff fever here in early January.
Second free throw for Eli Hemmings. Bounce off the front of the rim and falls through to make it a tie game. 56-56. Timeout, Muhlenberg with 26 seconds left to play.
Yeah, you could see that first one that Hemmings made, a relaxer for the second. And Mikey Miller, let's give him some credit. Gave his teammate a pep talk, gave him some encouragement before he stepped to the line.
So again, 56-56 our score, 26 seconds left to play. Fouls, both teams well over the limit here in this fourth quarter, so anyone put your opponent at the line to shoot 2. Wilson has 2 timeouts left. Muhlenberg has 1.
Bob, I think if I'm Matt Flowers, I have to be pressing full court. I don't want to sit back half court and allow Wilson to even get a chance to get the ball inside of Michael Glover. I think the best thing here is to pressure Wilson because they have struggled with turnovers, especially here in the second half.
So it'll be Wilson basketball following the 2 free throws by Eli Hemmings. And again, 26 seconds left to play. Malave, Armstrong, Hemmings, Hutchinson, and Miller, the 5 on the floor for Matt Flowers' Muhlenberg Mules. Lockhart, Glover, Kelfala, Akings, and Mercado, the 5 for Wilson.
And that's exactly what the Mules are doing, showing full court pressure here.
It's like a 2-2-1 to show. They'll trap off the inbounds. Lockhart has it. Not trapping him yet.
Here we go. Here comes the trap.
Mercado, back to Lockhart, and kicked into the backcourt. It's going to be a kickball on Hemmings.
No doubt.
So there's still 15.3 left. Took them 9 seconds to get it. It was almost a
close.
10-second violation.
That was very close.
It was 26 on the inbound, and there's 15.3 on the clock.
And it was kicked in the back, in the front court, fortunately for Wilson.
So they'll inbound in their half court. Lockhart looking for somebody to get open to beat the 5-second violation. And Matt Coldren called a timeout to save him. Just as Lockhart pulled the trigger to inbound it, Matt Coldren sensed the 5-second violation coming. He calls timeout. So obviously still 15.3 left to play in the game. No time went off the clock as Wilson couldn't get the ball in bounds.
Muhlenberg is denying every possible entry pass from the out of bounds. Wilson didn't really run anything there. They just had 4 different guys go to different spots on the floor. And I'm wondering now if Matt doesn't set something up here for a possible screen or something to free up somebody to catch the inbounds pass.
Well, obviously it's been Michael Glover's night tonight with 23 points, but you cannot forget about Carell Akings, the most experienced player out there for the Bulldogs. He's come up with a couple of big threes in this second half for Wilson. Peter Kelfalo has been their leading scorer on the season, but since he got into foul trouble in the first quarter, he has not scored since the second half began.
It's interesting. Jaden Lockhart is going to inbound here. Kelfalo's in the game with Mercado, Akings, and Glover.
And you put Eli Hemmings in front of him to guard the inbounds with all that arm and leg length. Into the backcourt to Mercado. Guarded by Armstrong. Foul to the line goes your opponent. Mercado trying to get by Armstrong. In traffic. Kicks it out. Akings for 3 in the lead. No. Long rebound into the corner, out of bounds. Last touch by Wilson with 2.1 left. Muhlenberg gets the ball.
They have a timeout left, and Matt Flowers is going to use it. They're going to have the ball in the backcourt. This is going to have to be a long pass, at least half a court, to get it to a shooter.
Matt Flowers checked to make sure he still had a timeout left. Found out he did and called it.
And now he has none. So that's going to be the inbound. The player inbounding the ball cannot call a timeout.
Right. So if you're inbounding it and you're Muhlenberg, the one thing you don't want to do is if you start to sense that 5-second call, don't panic and call the timeout.
Throw it in.
Don't throw it inbounds right in front. Throw it down the floor.
Yes.
Right. Because if you throw it inbounds, you're in Wilson's side of the floor. 56-56 is the score. Muhlenberg will get the basketball. Carell Akings had a clean look at the 3, couldn't get the shot. And the ball touched out of bounds last by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there was a scramble for the ball between a couple players from Wilson and one from Muhlenberg, and the ball went off one of the Wilson players. It's a corner out of our view. It kind of got blocked out by who it went off of, but looks like Mikey Miller's going to inbound the ball for Muhlenberg. And Jaden Perez in the game, and that's the guy I would watch if I were Wilson.
So Miller will inbound. Hemmings and Armstrong in the backcourt. Inbounds for Perez. Perez from half court just has to heave the ball, and it's short, and that will end regulation. After 4 quarters of basketball, Wilson 56, Muhlenberg 56. We will take a timeout. Back with overtime in West Lawn on WEEU.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's kettle chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
32 minutes was not enough for the Mules and the Bulldogs. We are headed into overtime, 4-minute overtime periods in the high school basketball game. We are underway in overtime. The ball tipped out of bounds by the Bulldogs. It'll be Muhlenberg basketball, the first possession in overtime.
Bob, this is how the regular season ended last season on this floor with a overtime game between these two teams, won by Wilson 60-57. So why not do it again?
Help keep Muhlenberg out of the Berks County playoffs.
Terrific drive, finger roll by Eli Hemmings.
First lead in overtime goes to the Mules, 58-56. 22 now for Hemmings on the night. Mercado drives right by a couple defenders. It spun out on him, tipped out of bounds. Muhlenberg tried to save it, and they did. Jaden Perez bounced it off of a Bulldog. It's Muhlenberg basketball.
I'm wondering, Mercado went through 3 defenders and just couldn't get the layup to fall. So Akings is going to guard Hemmings here.
3:20 left to go in OT. Mules on top by the deuce that Hemmings just scored. Armstrong, Malave, Miller, and Jaden Perez, the 5 on the floor for the Mules.
Armstrong's the guy that makes things happen for the Mules.
Hemmings sets the screen. Armstrong drives. Corner 3 for Perez. No. Tipped, and controlled by Kelfala. Tough rebound for Peter Kelfala. Mercado's trapped in a corner, but he got bumped and found no timeout call. I heard the whistle, and I thought it was on the touch, but it was the timeout called by Matt Colgin from the far end of the court.
Wow, that was a heck of a rebound by Kelfala.
Yeah, it was.
Man, he got up there and reached, did everything he could to get that basketball.
Each team gets an extra timeout awarded to them in overtime. So the Bulldogs used what was one of the 2 they had remaining. Muhlenberg had used its last timeout in regulation, trying to get a shot off in that last 2 seconds. Came up empty. So the Mules have a timeout left. The Bulldogs have a timeout left. We still have 2:50 left to go here in overtime. That'd be Wilson basketball and a Muhlenberg 2-point lead.
I think I remember you saying with about 2:35 left in regulation, we got a lot of basketball left, and we have, and we still do.
Yeah. And Matt Colgin also said that one of his keys was to play 32 minutes. Not going to be enough. You're going to have to play 36.
At least 36. At least.
58-56, Mules on top. Again, Eli Hemmings with the bucket so far, the only bucket in overtime. Part of his 22-point night.
And his 2 free throws sent this game to overtime after he missed 7 in the fourth quarter.
So 5 times now in 13 games, Eli Hemmings has gone over 20 points, including his career high of 30 against Hempfield. Glover, Mercado, Akings, Kelfala, and Lockhart, the 5 that the Bulldogs have gone with for a while here.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that Matt Flowers hasn't put Jeffrey Collado back in with 4 fouls to guard Michael Glover.
Glover has it across half court. Bulldogs can run their offense. Down by 2 with 2:40 in overtime. Mercado hounded by Armstrong. Mercado gives it up for Kelfala. Thought about the 3. Gives it around for Lockhart instead. Sees an opening, drives. Kofala going to put it on the floor. Drives, dumps it off for Glover. Wasn't expecting it. Kicks it back for Lockhart. Who's going to pull the trigger on a shot here for the Bulldogs? Kick out, taken away by Malave.
You can see that one coming. Wilson was struggling to get the ball to an open man, and Lockhart threw the ball away. Muhlenberg stole it. Mules have the 2-point lead.
This didn't look like anybody from Wilson really wanted to pull the trigger on the shot at that spot. With 2 minutes to go, Hemmings kicks it for Armstrong. Mules will play keep away for a while here if the Bulldogs allow them. The fouls for the team carry over into overtime. So you're already over the limit.
You got to switch here. Glover on Hemmings. It was an Akings on Perez. Here they're going to switch now. They did.
1:35 left to play in overtime. Again, Armstrong does not need to be in a hurry. He's got a 2-point lead.
But I would attack, Bob. I really would. This is not Muhlenberg's MO.
I agree. Armstrong playing a keep-away game. Gives it up for Malave and gets it right back.
And especially Armstrong. His MO is attack. Go to the basket and either score or distribute.
Good ball movement right now, however, by the Mules. They're keeping the ball moving, and they're making the Bulldogs chase them. Wilson not opting to foul yet with 1 minute left to go.
It's only a 2-point game.
It's a very deliberate approach for the Bulldogs, for the Mules, and there's the foul. Kofala knocks Malave to the ground, going for the steal. 4 on Kofala will put Nelson Malave at the line for Muhlenberg.
Yeah. Malave or maybe some other kind of lost his patience there, said, I got to go try to get a steal. Plenty of time left in this game, 56 seconds.
1 for 4 so far on the night is Malave. Junior with 7 in total and 2 shots coming his way. 56.1 left to go here. Malave trying to make this a 2-possession game in favor of the Mules. First, no good. Free throws have not been kind to the Mules since the start of the fourth quarter.
Glover and Kofala underneath. If this is a miss, Wilson desperately needs this rebound.
Kalave makes it. It's going to bring Jeffrey Collado into the game.
That's what I was waiting for.
59-56 our score.
Somebody call the timeout.
Muhlenberg.
Yep.
Right, so the Mules will burn their last timeout here with 56.1 left to play in the ball game. In the first overtime, anyhow, at 59-56, Muhlenberg on top after Malave's 1 out of 2 at the free throw line.
Wilson doesn't have to look for a 3. What they need to do is work around for a good shot. On that last possession, it looked like Glover did have the ball in the lane. He just, as you said, he wasn't ready for the pass and looked to get it back out. He just, instead of going right at the rim.
Muhlenberg, since the start of the fourth quarter, just trying to do some quick figuring. By my math, it's 5 for 16 from the free throw line since the fourth quarter began.
Yeah, if they lose this game, they're going to be ruining that about their free throw shooting.
And 12 for 31 unofficially so far in the game for the Mules from the stripe. In a 3-point advantage right now with still 56.1 left to go. It'll be Wilson basketball following the Muhlenberg timeout.
Looks like it was a Wilson timeout on the board, Bob.
You're correct.
I
would make sense.
Yeah, that would make more sense. I was surprised that Matt Flowers would call it. I didn't, he's sitting right next to me, and I didn't see him call it.
So the Bulldogs are out of timeouts, and they've got the ball. They got to go the length of the floor. They're down by 3.
Yeah, they just need to score here. They don't need a 3, but they need to score, especially with the way the Mules are shooting free throws.
Correct.
Oh, here we go.
This may be about whether or not Collado checked in. He
No,
wasn't.
it's about the timeouts, Bob. Who called it?
So it wasn't Muhlenberg
timeout. Okay, it was.
So,
okay.
All right, so now we got that straightened out. So Wilson has a timeout left. Muhlenberg does not.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, Wilson has the basketball. Lockhart, Calfala, Mercado, Akings, and Glover on the floor.
And here comes the trap.
To the middle for Glover. Cross to half court to Mercado. Still 45 seconds to go. It's like the Mules are in a zone. Calfala lost a handle on it, picks it back up, knocked away, taken away by Michael Miller.
And that's the story of the night. Wilson not taking care of the basketball.
Calfala fouls Armstrong, I believe, will go to the line for Muhlenberg with 32.8 left to go. Chance to make this a two-possession game. Still a lot of time left.
I have 20 turnovers for Wilson. That's a credit to Muhlenberg's defense.
Armstrong back at the free throw line for Muhlenberg. $17 for Armstrong tonight, too shy of his career high. He can match it with a 2 for 2 here at the stripe. First is good. It's a two-possession game. They force Wilson to need a three here with 32.8 left. Connor Moreland, who can shoot a three, checks into the game for the Bulldogs. It's Calfala. Actually, that was Calfala's fifth foul, so he's out of the game. So Moreland in for Calfala, who fouls out. Armstrong's second is also good. 61-56 Mules, 30 seconds to go. Mercado across half court for Lockhart. For Akings to the corner. Moreland for three. No. Glover tapped it back to Mercado. Off balance for three. No. Ball loose. Hemmings fights for it. Has it. And foul. With 12.8 left. Muhlenberg has the basketball, and Eli Hemmings is going to the line to shoot two.
Wilson has not scored in this overtime.
Eli Hemmings, who has struggled at the free throw line tonight, but everything else has been absolutely brilliant.
Let's not forget his pretty finger roll started the scoring in overtime, gave the Mules the lead basically for good.
At the line for two. First is good. You can pretty much put this one on ice. If it's not there, ready. It's a 6-point game. This would make it a three-possession game with 12.8 left to go. Hemmings misses the second. Glover has the rebound, 62-56. Akings looking for a quick three. Top of the key, got it. Terrell Akings with his third three of the night. 5 seconds to go. Muhlenberg has to inbound. They do, and that will do it. The Muhlenberg Mules come from behind and win it in overtime. The final score, Muhlenberg 62, Wilson 59. In overtime, the Mules take round one, and we will take a break. We'll come back with our Pizza Como Temple postgame show. Words with winning coach Matt Flowers and our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game, all when we come back to West Lawn after this.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Mornings with Mike.
Wake up every weekday morning with me, Mike Keller, and Bob McCool here on WEEU. We'll start your day with a lot of fun, some fantastic prizes, and all the news, weather, traffic, and sports that you need to get up and get moving. Plus, great guests, your phone calls, and so much more. Set your alarm and wake up to all the fun.
Mornings with Mike. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on 830 WEEU. the voice of Berks and beyond.
Support your Berks County community while purchasing great new and used furniture, appliances, and building supplies at the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore carries brand name new and used appliances, furniture, home decor, and more. Many new items are manufacturer direct and are available at unbeatable prices. Stop by the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or visit our website at restoreberks.org for more information.
Welcome to the Pizza Como Temple postgame show. Pizza Como is a family-owned business going strong on the Fifth Street Highway for over 50 years, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is the Yard, a virtual golf experience to keep your game sharp all year round. And if you love sports cars and memorabilia, stop in to buy, sell, or trade. Pizza Como and the Yard, 4600 Fifth Street Highway in Temple. Speaking of the Fifth Street Highway in Temple, the Muhlenberg Muhls with the overtime win. Matt Flowers supposedly likes dramatic games. He got himself a dramatic game tonight, an overtime win in West Lawn, 62-59. Rich Garcella is with Matt Flowers and Eli Hemmings, our Reading Fighting Phil's player
Bob,
of the game.
thanks. We're here with Matt and Eli after what a thrilling 62-59 overtime win for the Mules. Eli, you had 22 points, but your most important basket was the one that began overtime, the finger roll. Just tell us what led this comeback. What were you guys telling each other throughout the game?
We had to dig deep. We knew we had to dig deep, and it was all in us. And we kept on pushing. We kept on believing each other, loving each other, and we got it done.
So I have to ask, because Coach Flowers said before I went on the air, we know we're doing tomorrow in practice, shoot free throws. You missed 7 free throws in the fourth quarter, but then you stepped to the line. Mikey Miller said something to you before you stepped to the line. What did he say to you?
He said he believes in me, he loves me, he trusts me, and that's my senior leader, so I listen, and it's just, I love him.
To make those to make those two to send the game into overtime, how nervous were you to step to the line at that point?
I wasn't nervous. I knew I missed some free throws before in the fourth quarter, and I knew I had to make it up to my team.
Can you describe the way you guys played defense tonight? I had Wilson for 21 turnovers. What was it about tonight's defense that made it stand out?
We knew we couldn't reach. We had to stay patient, not play with our hands, and then they'll give it up to us.
All right, Eli, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to talk to Coach Flowers. Congratulations. We'll see you later.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Matt, you've talked about him, about Eli, not knowing how good he can be. What did he show you tonight?
He persevered. You know, he had a rough shooting in the beginning, and he just continued to fight. He continued to lead. He continued to play hard. He never stopped playing. He put this team on his back. He missed a couple free throws, which was okay. He played really great defense at the end of the game. He just kept leading by his play.
When he stepped to the line late in regulation after missing 7 in a row, what were you thinking to yourself?
He's our guy. You know, he's our go-to guy. I knew he was going to step to the free throw line and knock down 2 free throws. I will always have confidence in our guys and the work that we put in on a daily basis that it's going to fall for us. It wasn't falling in the beginning, but I knew it was going to fall for us. And overtime and regulation, the free throw line, it paid off.
What was it about? You guys played defense well every night, but what was it about tonight that stood out?
Well, we talked to our guys about being patient. You know, we always talk about being patient and having to guard these guys for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, because they're very good at being patient with their offense. Our guys are very mature, very disciplined today. Just wait. It's going to turn over. Just wait. It's going to come. They were patient today, and they followed the game plan.
Matt, already this year, you've won at the Geico. You beat Reading there. You beat Wilson here. It's January 5th. It's early. How do you keep these guys grounded and focused?
Well, it's funny because I took a page from my older brother's book. I put up our district seedings. I put up our division seedings. You know, our kids understand what we're playing for. You know, we're playing for the playoffs. We're playing for each other. And they see where we're at in our district. They see where we're at in our division. So every game that we step on the floor, we got to go to war. And that's our mentality right now is we got to go to war, and we got to keep improving our standings.
Matt, thank you. We'll see you as the season goes on. Appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Happy New Year.
62-59, the final score. The Mules take care of business tonight in overtime in West Lawn. Tonight's player of the game, Rich just talked to him, and that is Eli Hemmings. He is our player of the game, brought to you by the Reading Fighting Phils, their all-new Redner's Event Center at First Energy Stadium. Our Phils remind you to have your next sports team banquet in the Phils all-new Redner's Event Center banquet and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. Whether it's a sports banquet, a wedding, a corporate meeting, or event, or any charity fundraiser dinner, the number one place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000 is the all-new Redner's Event Center at the Phils. Go to rphils.com/events for more information. Eli Hemmings with his 23 points, our Reading Fighting Phils player of the game. We'll take one more quick timeout in our Pizza Coma Temple postgame show. Come back with our Celebration Villa of Exeter play of the game, wrap it up, and get to the scoreboard show on WEEU tonight before we're done.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the number one rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Mornings with Mike.
Wake up every weekday morning with me, Mike Keller, and Bob McCool here on WEEU. We'll start your day with a lot of fun, some fantastic prizes, and all the news, weather, traffic, and sports that you need to get up and get moving. Plus, great guests, your phone calls, and so much more. Set your alarm and wake up to all the fun.
Mornings with Mike. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
Tonight's play of the game is brought to you by Celebration Villa of Exeter. Celebration Villa of Exeter offers a community in the community you love. Get yourself settled into your new home for the new year with friends and family at Celebration Villa of Exeter. To book a tour or have a conversation, contact Natalie. Celebration Villa of Exeter, be part of the community. Well, after the big drive to the bucket by Eli Hemmings gave Muhlenberg the lead to start overtime, it was the defense that came up big. Rich talked with Eli Hemmings and Matt Flowers about the defense and the great job that Muhlenberg did, forcing Wilson into 20 turnovers in tonight's game. And the final came on a deflection by Michael Miller, picked up by Justin Armstrong, who ends up getting fouled, goes to the line, and hits two more big foul shots for Muhlenberg. Struggled so much for free throws, but they hit two big ones by Hemmings at the end of regulation, and then two by Armstrong to get some separation in overtime. Justin Armstrong matching his career high with 19 points tonight. Hemmings with 23, Armstrong with 19. They a part of our Celebration of Exeter play of the game. 8 for Nelson Malave, 6 for Michael Miller, 3 for Jaden Perez, 2 for Raylan Hutchinson, and 2 for Jeff Collado, and 1 for Rylan Hutchinson for Muhlenberg's total of 62. For the Bulldogs, a career high tonight from Michael Glover. He was outstanding tonight for Wilson. He finishes with 24. Corell Akings with 3 threes, all of them in the second half and overtime. He finishes with 16. Just 5 for Peter Kelfala before he fouls out. 5 for Connor Moreland. 4 for Ronaldo Gonzalez. 3 for Nashar Mikado. And 2 for Nemo McLean. And the Bulldogs total of 59.
I want to get this in. Michael Glover also had 14 rebounds. He had a tremendous game. It was the best game of his career. It's a good sign for Wilson going forward that he is going to be a force to be reckoned with in Berks County and beyond. Wilson just has to learn to take care of the basketball better. That's the sign of a young team.
I will say the other thing that I wanted to add is that there was that moment in overtime. Peter Kelfala was struggling tonight to restart his offense, and there was 3 or 4 touches, and nobody really wanted to pull the trigger. They tried to dump it off to Glover. Glover thought the shot was going up. He was positioning himself to get an offensive rebound, wasn't expecting the ball.
Yes.
There was at least 4 different players who touched it. It just seemed like in that moment, a young basketball team, nobody wanted to pull the trigger on a big shot.
Glover was the guy they needed to get the ball to. They needed to set something up for him or find him, because he was effective against almost every defender that Muhlenberg threw at him. And that, you're right, Bob, that was a key possession for Wilson, because I think Muhlenberg's lead was still only 2 points. And again, Wilson struggled. We talked about it. We've seen it. They go through stretches where they don't score. And tonight it happened to be in overtime. They didn't score until Carell Aking's 3 with about 10 seconds left in overtime. It was after the fact.
This is the point where I always remind you of the wind sprint that we're going to have for the next weeks to lead us to the playoffs.
I mean, this is only the end of the first round of league play. I mean, this division is just awesome. I mean, it really is. You don't know from night to night who's going to win, and we've had so many great games already.
Yeah.
We did this last year. I remember talking in midseason. Division One, we have a great game every night, and throw Exeter into the mix. Exeter can beat anybody, any of these teams on any given night.
Because you got to win your crossovers, and Exeter makes the hardest competition there is in Division 2 for your crossovers. We're going to find that out on Thursday night because it's Berks Catholic at Exeter on Thursday night in our next game coming up here on WEEU. We are done for the night. Thanks to our athletic director Drew Kaufman in the hospitality. Our technical director is Sean Tansky. For Matt Now back in the WEEU studios, along with Jeff Nolan, they'll take care of things on our scoreboard show. For Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. Muhlenberg wins it tonight in overtime, 62-59.
You've been listening to High School Basketball on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. High School Basketball on WEEU is brought to you by
Savage Auto Group, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Keith HVAC, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Diefenbach Snacks, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Chick-fil-A, UECU, Overhead Door of Reading, Spots Insurance, Coon Funeral Home, Susan McFadden of Keller Williams Platinum Realty, Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf, Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society, Brad Cole